clásico le Glasgow City a dul in the Celtic agus apper game a haroing and tres of arches league a dul in the Darna Arch. So sure a heat game league I give manager ood I Celtic Elena Sadiku. Isha give it dul in the and skip back Leanne Ross agus Hishiv Che Hakris be all acting it in shaw a BBC Alamba. Agus gemich nela ha dol a juice in SWPL Hibernian a draste a bunyik ag leo húne and I topper na mahad a ga gunyoni opering a dol and the Rangers game or the Rangers agus Montrose asen a cliche partic thistle da gameshin gidach e toshug agus nasanimiche I the nesgarage Hearts a dol na Spartans agus game mode ag bound the league Dundee United a dol na Hamilton academical. Well, Falcher of a carton Gura game, Bio 8 BBC Alpa, Fisker and Juagas, Upper game, Maravami a gra, and Tres of Atchis League, a dull and a Darnage, Upper game, Mishakoit a dish, Dawkins will sheaf Shakuchach, Agus and Hoover Drasser, Son Sula Horch in the game, Hasho, Ha Amy McDonald. Amy, thanks so much for joining us here on BBC Alpa. A massive game in the title race here today, third against second, Glasgow City going up against Celtic. What are your pre-match thoughts?
I think it'll be really interesting. You've obviously got the new manager in from Celtic, so hopefully she's had a wee bit more time to embed what our philosophy is. You've got players coming out, players going in, obviously with Flint coming back, so yep. I think it'll be a really interesting and pretty tense game today.
Head-to-head between these two sides, it's Celtic have had the upper hand, you have to say. They won the last 5 games against Glasgow City. The last time you were with us, Rangers beat Glasgow City here at Petershill. So have Glasgow City maybe lost their edge a wee bit in these top-of-the-table clashes?
I think that you're looking at a really different City side, and obviously you and I were talking about it. I think that people need to take into account the pitch here, the size of the pitch. It becomes a really transitional game, so it becomes a bit more of a battle. And actually sometimes I think, does it really suit Glasgow City to play here? Because they've always been an expansive team, they like to have the ball on the ground, whereas this makes it a bit more of a fight, and if it's going to be a fight then you have to favour just physicality and stuff in Celtic.
Looking at Celtic, Elena Sadiku's first game in charge, that was a loss. They lost to Rangers in the Cup semi-final a week last Friday. What overall thoughts on the game? What did you make of it?
Oh, it was tense.
It was exciting for us.
You know, for anyone that switched off the last 20 minutes,
Yes.
They were disappointed. But a really exciting game, but I think that you've never really seen how much changes she's going to make tactically, and hopefully you'll see a bit more of that today when a manager comes in and they've only got 2 training sessions. They can't change much, but it would have gave her a lot to think about and a lot to be able to work on.
They've brought in Tash Flint through the week. That was a big news from Celtic through the week, and she loves a goal against Glasgow City.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. This league is really defined by goal scorers. Most leagues are, but particularly here when it's the title race against the 3, if you don't have someone that's scoring every single week, then it becomes really difficult. And I think that by bringing Tash Flint, then it could really change and give Celtic an upturn.
Let's hear from the managers now. Well, picking up try who there Nyach Alish Fachel is Elena Sadiku Akadoshach Klingishing vote Leanne Ross.
Leanne, first home game of the new year. You come into it in great form, 27 goals in the last 5 games, so you must be chomping at the bit to get this game going.
Yeah, we've been really pleased with the form of the team before and after the break, and hopefully we can kick on today and continue that form into this game.
And you come into this game knowing that Celtic have had the better of the last 5 games, but this is a good time to stop that momentum if you can.
Listen, every game that we play against Celtic is a challenge. It's 2 great teams that are going head to head. We always play football, both teams, and I think that'll be no different today. There's obviously a lot at stake in terms of this big 3 points, but both teams will be fighting as hard as they can to get them.
You've been building up the fitness of Fiona Brown. Does she start today?
Fiona will be in, and she's come in and looked really strong. We gave her an extra period of time off after she came in, because obviously she had finished her season late with Rosengard, so yeah, she's fit and raring to go. 1 in, 1 out as well. Wilma Forsblom and Linda Metallo on the way out. What does Wilma bring to the squad? Youth, experience as well. She's played a lot of games in Finland and at international level. So she's a creative player, she likes to score goals and assist as well, so we're hoping that that's what she can bring to our team. Elena, a week on from the Cup defeat
to Rangers, another big game against the league champions.
Yeah, it's amazing to play these big games because, like I've told the girls as well, is that this is when we learn the most. But we're bouncing back. We've had a really good week behind us, and I know that the girls are excited for this game.
They're on a good run as well against Glasgow City. They've won the last 5. How important is that psychologically if you're a player going into this match?
No, obviously, like I always say to the girls that what happens before is something that is before, and everything what we can control right now is what's now. So the only focus is this game and not thinking about what's been.
I imagine they're also boosted by the return of Natasha Flint, who was at the club last season, 11 goals and scored some big goals against Glasgow City. I'm assuming she starts today.
Tasha, she's a class player. She did her first session on Thursday. Her presence is very good for us, and obviously she's a class player, so hopefully she starts.
Any more signings before the window closes?
We're working on it, so let's see what happens.
Sin go mahan na manager and agus well cruaim is an G-Shack is na puingin Sean sin na duas chichtel a league sound like City a high drasta giving biach kvo Amy McDonald a drasta agus Amy reflecting there on some of Leanne Ross's thoughts. Fiona Brown does start for City today. What will see her second debut or second start for Glasgow City, and what will she bring to the side?
Loads of experience. She's been at a really elite club. Rosengard were obviously recognised as being one of the top European clubs for a long time, so she'll bring that with her. But she's an attacking player. She can go on the outside, she can go on the inside, she'll bring goals, she'll hopefully bring assists, and I think just her presence and that having a professional around the environment like that will really add to City.
Could she be maybe a difference for City going into these last few weeks, last few months of the season? Could she be a player to really get them maybe to retain the title?
Yeah, I think so. I think that when you bring in a player like Fiona, you're looking for someone that can change games. That's what you want as a manager. You want a moment of magic, and Fiona's demonstrated that for a long time in her career, and that'll be why Glasgow City were so attracted to bringing her back.
Let's see how she gets on today. Thank you for now, Amy agus well adrasta hitching and no Guanyach Adish. Alico Henley.
Morning thank you, Vinchal. Agus fáilte go pád crach Patrick uadéile. Agus skip a Celtic a China mach. I ddyn cewn, agus Glasgow City a cewn eile na pád go game mór, mar as yn yfy clynsion ag mwlach y league. Celtic sydd dar aadje, Glasgow City sydd dres aadje. Elena Sadiku hiad game eich sy'n SWPL. Agus bi coin ddysyn nasta sy'n i'r yn ysmwa. Ydy'r Aten agus Glasgow City. Agus Glasgow City fiach yn ddysyn fer na gŵnig. Coig pingin ydy'r Aten a Celtic. Rangers 3 pingin na sérge I ddíist. Mar sin cwtrmach yn y da skipper. Gybynnig at y game sydw. Agus Sadiku neach gynsyn o chaich gysio hwf na skipi insi gen o slia tarsing na pathge. Agus siomar a ha skipi yn y tosiach yw a 3 arach yn ag City fan y game magedig achgat yn y Spartans, Michaela Moore, Chyn ysteg yn y loyn y Gian, agus cwtioch Chloe Warrington, fi einjan chaich yn y glychgis y laif chli, nio y laif gish, agus mar asyn dyfy clynjan, Fiona Brown, y Chilig, Stuart Shach Blian y Falad, agus cwtioch y game magedig ag Linda Motchalo, y glychit ar Africa, a jes a ha glwys at go Racing Louisville, sio game magedig eich gysio sy'n Glasgow City y Jew. It's on Celtic, da arach is a skip achgas and a skip a chai the Rangers to cook bejach in chai a Murphy Agnew and ik van a pingis the game sin the Tasha agus mar a tool Natasha Flint Chile gedies at for Liverpool dol chi the gestech gan a skip a Tasha shen Monglu tussen kan a pingi agus shen Mongu glyget a China gele in the korstig agus the machas a squad. Shen skip in maha agus Celtic at all gonna Kerkelach maar stoel gaib u tasje goededig maar we zijn toen aan de garage ik krafatig Lauren Davidson zich daar huilen vallen van wie ze vriend wie ik je een klikt en de nade we moeten huilen Glasgow City trafiek het ook huilen je skipper dat Celtic Kelly Clark favor me aan de paadje Lee Gibson en is de shin kuchak Jesa who's on Gamesa ein Gadol. Reach of the Lechulug then, Ryan Kennedy, Jerava the Shin Garstad. I guess Skippy and Dogudach, Marahat, Martin Davidson, Fiona Brown, as a Kerkel, Ag City. Amy Vosse Spithish Condom. Really big game, as you've said, Amy, but the dynamic has changed with Fiona Brown in the starting lineup and Natasha Flint coming back to Celtic. It adds another dimension to this game.
Yeah, and I think that post the Christmas break as well, it offers everyone an opportunity to hit the reset button. And this is probably the first test of Glasgow City since the break, so it'll be really interesting to see how they respond and obviously how they manage to utilise Fiona throughout the game.
Yes, skip at Glasgow City, you have the Stu Fullav and the Kerkelachison, Celtic cast, Green Colley. I guess Doolman, Unya, Nastashi game. Murphy Agnew Ashin, Gator to Jackadach with Kelly Clark, Hashach, the Kerkelachison of Bristol. That was Chundaga Fullav, and it's Jishal Irson Toshaku. Reach of the Marathonischen Ryan Kennedy, I guess Glasgow City, who this game could all Emily Whelan, Van Ehrenach, who had told to game Magedagachka. Now Spartans when you get Koe Cahoon, Dollar who the game could all. The Shinijak, I guess Shinak in Yanish, Dashko, Maddie Fulton, Miana Parkes and City, Marizash. I guess Shea Warrington of a cool clean, but I'm in average Juve Valtra, Fiona Brown, here Talia Kenyorish, took a ball, stay! I is having a cheat of the stay! Up is cheating is on Fiona Brown, Shaq play on the follow. I guess the here tour, hey, the ball will hook up Shaq at Kelsey Doherty is taking an Ian. What a start for Fiona Brown, Amy. 7 years away, comes back and pretty much, it is her first touch, she lobs it over. Kelsey Doherty and into the net.
I think that's the key thing. Fiona offers so much pace in behind, and Celtic have obviously went to squeeze the game and the balls went through. Was it a cross or was it a shot? What are we saying about that?
Well, I think she's lifting it into that area, isn't she? And maybe the wind had a part to play as well, but it's the right height. It's going to cause a problem for the goalkeeper whether she comes or stays.
Yeah, I think it's one of the ones as well. What do you do? There's nothing you can do, and it's a great start for Glasgow City in the match.
Appa toshach again again. Gida Krutavig. Nian Rossakiri. I guess Fiona Brown. Stuya Nunya shouldn't fall up. And a kid, Sigam, Megidi Akano, Spartans, Fanny Pengi. I guess a kid too, I can need of that. Took out Vui, the Steg and a Lian. I guess Shinakud Celtic Adasha, the Cassin Jedi. And immediately, Amy, it's a bit of a tested character coming off that setback against the rivals in the Cup last week. The last thing you want is to concede a goal in the opening seconds of this game against Glasgow City. 15 seconds it took for that goal to go in.
I think that as a team, when you concede that early, obviously it's how you respond to it, but for Glasgow City it will give them a real lift, and you can already see from where they were before, they've started to squeeze the game higher. Lauren Davidson's higher, everyone's higher. Just that confidence it gives everyone.
She would have gone to the hell of Celtic attack. Torun jak shot. Hunda gadash na favet. Savinage Mokhalo put the suicide. Not Ross. After and die ook al van een goal. Warrington. Oh, the cool. She Hoshik Celtic Mr. Gloshiko. Glasgow City. Partido. Look at the Spanish. And Lurigi find Chimical and Kayla Moore. Warrington. Stick of Fulton. Boy Craig, Tolicha, Shinley Kalamache, Deval. Gallagher. The Istioch Gilior, Kuchum Kakud, if Kavanagh could look at the Baulamache, Deval. Oscarsson. Look at the live yesh, Marisash Yachul. Davidson. City, Diolch Toligje. Ball the Chumma Law the Shinnick City. Fiachan the Shadara to a line. Wheel in the Chumdike. Ishtiak got Fiona Brown. The Ishtanoi Barclay. Chiliga Macha Duvela. Yes, at Ashka Warrington. Met Gallo. Begint de vruchtige de cool voor Kavanagh. I guess Fishin Sudvreet. The City and the Jew Archer. It's another motivating factor for City as well, Amy. Linda McCallow, her final game, so she'll be looking to sign off with a victory.
Yeah, I think that she's been a really creative player for them as well, being able to thread the ball through, so you can see why they've brought in their new player to be able to be a direct replacement and be able to split back lines, be able to play through balls and be able to go and create opportunities.
Wilmot Forsblom, Tasha Gerede Wengi. Mag je niet meer een game door de gedraas Fiona Brown. Tegen de bal de hoek alles te ja waar Karanish al drapse. Die Caramella Fulton ka opgegeven op Brown. Oh, ek is doen Fiona maar gesien. Renat Ross. It looked a bad challenge, Jamie, but it was really the fleetness of foot by Fiona Brown just to whip the ball away from her as the challenge was coming in.
Yeah, and I think Natalie Ross is really, you know that she's going to be aggressive when you play against her. She's a really difficult player to play against, and she can sometimes catch players, and you can see Fiona's really frustrated, but it's going to happen in games of football, unfortunately.
Dan ik kaartje mag het een zinnig had de haring kunnen reachen de Natalie Ross. Semi wie van je lach. Brown le bal le stay. I guess and Mackenzie Weir le count. I think that was going out, but again it was just a relatively easy ball and not well defended by Celtic.
No, and it's surprising because you can see actually Celtic, it's one of Celtic's strengths. They've got so much physicality on that back line, so even for Kenzie to be able to get up and win the header, direct it towards goal, then again it lifts Glasgow City, gives them more confidence, and they'll keep hopefully going forward from here.
Kelly Clark, een pikkende ruppeltje hier in de vijfde Shabal, Lordje mag van een goal. I don't think Kelly Clark appreciated that ball from her goalkeeper.
No, and that's the thing, Glasgow City, from the last time we were here, they're playing so much higher, they're being aggressive in their press, they're moving into the press so much, and if you're not comfortable then you don't want the ball in there, and Kelly's lucky to get away with that.
Wat kan kort al nou Rangers waren geen jong Caitlin Hayes ik look je wil je mag van een goal lag had de goal keren dat je goal de Jew Celtic Natalie Ross siege mag gaan je wel in Gianna Shin Kuchuk le Hayes is Clark Norsen Craig Duval Hayes gehoord je mag van een goal I guess kan vragen G dat gezegd go Kinga Kozak I guess have a reach de vaske de Shin Kuchuk Warrington, Partido, Gagach, Whipper. Chloe Warrington, ex-Celtic, took a sore one there. Partido thought there was nothing amiss there, but it was maybe just leading with her shoulder, with her elbow going in for that challenge.
Yeah, and I think there's nothing worse when you get hit there, is there? It's a watery eyes, and the difficulty is nowadays you need to take care of the players, so as soon as the referee thinks it's a head knock, then he has to stop the game.
Caught him a shot there. Celtic my game of good Ashkotop. And it's an Achkison of a ball. Clark for Craig. Hayes was to the fall of a Whelan's. Gaskulik and a Duvel got Agnew. Had the be Gevoelig en verder Cheval hal le douchen. Kan hier toerus aan Celtic de hoogste kan wel in een paadje. Whelan, Edash en Vian. Partido Garag Shinnemach. Clark die is going to in the run en hij Kavanagh. Hier Edash go Hayes. Zoals go Ross, tune by Chimichael Motgalo. Is vijfde Natasha Flint getrooid. Kozak, I guess Casson, Lauren Davidson, a follow-up boy, put like a Craig, who's Norsen Agnew, the Earth is again of Oscarson, Gustav. Davidson. Gynimpi, gyda fwy yma chi ddwyfal. Craig, gear y glwys it. Agus Natasha Flint on the chili gydash gyma doing. Warson Casculu, Tarsin Portido, Nuring years le. Warrington, Idash. Ish Jason. Dolcolar, agus the gogging at all, look at that giant, Louis Warrington. Keila Moore, look at the Shalanoa, le Bowlar, Gidach for Craig. Kavanagh, Ashley Count. Celtic het Tasha van een goede eerst. Gallagher. Goed Magnussen is there goed. Agus Caramanis, Colette Kavanagh, le Flint. Agus Partido Savokse. Ach, Jew, Imsivo, Kenka Kozak. Chile Gadash. Better from Celtic, they're beginning to find their feet, get into the Glasgow City half now.
Yeah, the last 5 minutes or so you can see that they've almost settled into the game. It's taken them a while after what happened, losing the first goal. So they're beginning to get more possession of the ball, feel more comfortable on the ball, and Kozak done really well to be able to prevent the cross there because you've got Flint in the box who can be a real threat.
Flint, as a Vokse, Ha, agus Hayes. Agus is ek gekoendig se Sash Giesje wie we hier geen maar zo. In Gallagher tjechatje mag gaan de Vokse Viek. Agus Flint around, Le Count, Gidach got Lee Gibson, and just as you said, Amy, an illustration of the ability that Natasha Flint has in that area. Standing jump, but she still managed to get the head on and direct the goalwards.
Yeah, and it's something that Celtic have been really strong at. They actually celebrate getting a corner like they've got a penalty sometimes because it just looks so likely that they're going to score.
Hoe die is van Flint, zegt een oorsen. Heen is Kenzie weer, Carach. I guess I look at that, it is with Everton, Dolcolar. She's not had a lot of game time at Liverpool, Amy, but she started brightly enough here.
I think that's the thing, when you're in a professional environment, then her conditioning will allow her to be able to go and make an impact in any of the games that she was called upon. You can see she's in really good shape. She looks as if she's going to be a real threat today, and you know, she's a really physical, tall, athletic player.
Until Giag, met de ideeën het wel Leicester, Celtic en Nuri, och, is de league. Zie in het tuiltje en nu, Glasgow City, Kutjach. Celtic is Giag het al willen. Gaan je Elena Sadico, Gunther de Shin, weet je de kraat, de mission en Coggeneen. Sadico het terug, Goel en Ocean en Gerb afgekig. En Bruin tegen de uur te zien op. Nog eens hier weer Porsche. Bruin, als een Ocean maar tussen minute geloof ik. Je ziet heel lichtjes Jeffer Ritter daar skippen. Michaela Muir, Agus Kenzie Weir. Hoe is van een goal? Chin Tarsing, Kelly Clark, Gegedix, hoe de vallen. Gallagher, Agus Davidson is 3-3 Davidson talletje, zat tegen Sjech gegaan. Het is vaak hier zo, maar dan is ik Oscarson. Davidson, hier toe ma, Tarsinko Warrington. Hier het snoeien gaan, Tarsinko, Fiona Brown. Je kan die fijn Chimical le Barkley, Tjun da Gundu, Chili Gadasje du willen. Warrington, le Paul Toon, je kan vast de goal. Je gewaart de zo'n wielen. Warrington maar even elkaar, Haasje kijk Celtic. Als de goal go, Glasgow City, ping je gestoken die Gerra bij je Jukutjach. Goed op Barkley, Agus Hanneke Soer, maar gede heen. Warrington in de Moonse Vinach. Warrington a tor yn y fawl laich yn tras i gêm. Ni eisiau bawl hwg algo o the Vokse. Oscarson, I think of the line she gysyn gyda. Sy'n y chwydym far Celtic. He's going to ruin in Gurditch, Gallagher a chin Gurditch, ach mae yedig hei ruin a chyd golco agnew. Here to a fall-up, I guess a cool line of Chianix City. Agnew, Dolco la, I guess a coin to son, the finish. Half-hearted appeals for a penalty there, Amy. I'm not sure if there was much in it, we can maybe look back at that, but...
No, I think she's potentially just jumped out the way of it and there's no contact, so if there's no contact then there's no penalty.
Yeah. Dash of the cast and Galoa. I guess Davidson, Sua Salina. Doherty, Chinamach, I guess. Glonio, Lesliasic, Shaw Dachertas in the Dish, Chimichael Weir. I guess get the high Galar. And you see it fall up. Oscarson, Steko Kozak. Gallagher, Chintonia, Dish. Looking at the Celtic ball, Trukte Sue is going to Lake City. Muir, Piaching got a cool line of Dish, Achadol Gidach, the Mach. He talked about the margins of the pitch before the match, Amy, and that was an illustration of it there. You have to be so precise with those long passes.
Yeah, and it's been really effective for Glasgow City in the first kind of 10-15 minutes because they're trying to hit that diagonal ball in behind, but when the players are so far up the pitch, then it has to be precise and you kind of need to clip it with the outside of your foot if you're going to be able to hit Davidson from that angle.
Barclay, Stuyach Gidach go Fulton, Warrington of the East, and Matt Haylina. Paddock in your wheel in the Humalfasmach. Slim and crew, you mean a pack of Gallagher, Fiach and the tune that you fall out. Barclay. Jig kicking the click down there, Val. Fast and furious in there, Amy.
Yeah, and I think for both teams you want to avoid that middle area of the pitch. It's congesting. The players are on each other so quickly that if you're not playing one or two touch, then you're going to get shut down and you're going to lose possession of the ball.
Warrington for the close of McKenna. Stiku krakelig gut slachten so Selena. Hoop ik jullie gelijk komen al tal. Wat de dansje geeft. Joona Bruin. Doherty, ja, Smini Dale Trash en hoe Fiona Brown, Cork Juk in again. Haast ging je laten dat. Als je morgen op over de City, Kelnil in de paadje, Gallagher die is Shintoins had Kahirische Kelnil in de paadje. Yes, fucking Gallagher out to see it. Partido, Javuil Shekhat, Kozak, Whelan, Ashka Pray. All the guts would be shut. Gallagher, Le, Juval, tegen de flintige traaien. Ach, ik ken ze weer eens in de leeg. Roll card voor Flint. Ze drops it, Gogan nu dan een hui. Beetje dat je keer in de klicht aan Kali Sochke. Je was ook op vragen Clint. Jesus. Count. En ze weer. Warrington die is Falking. Puchtig vo Kulu vo partido. Cafaka City. Look at the third. Hayes Gahili. Eve vo Kenzie Weir. Craig go Kavanagh. Back true listen pass again Rangers again begedig ach wel goed ik na Hayes de show programma go Celia Barkley. We gaan weer mal het partido. Het is en laat de kuma levi. I think City have maybe looked at what Rangers did last week as well, Amy, and noticed how well Rangers pressed, and that's been a feature of this City performance so far.
Yeah, they're setting the trap for Celtic, and as a defender it's a really uncomfortable position to be, because you either need to trust your midfield players and know that they're going to receive the ball under major pressure, or you're going to need to go long, and Celtic look as if they've been told to play short. They want to be able to play passes, so it's definitely not something that I would have been able to do. I think I would have panicked and kicked the ball out of the pitch, so it'll be interesting to see how it progresses as the game goes.
Far too modest, Amy. Die is gaan into Flint, eind voor Smach. Jerevik gered heel als sin voor Fiona Brown, heel als looie we gaan je astructurige hoortje de league. Heel als looie zo'n leerden en ga je Brown die is tegen die Tarsing. Barkley on the game now Fiona Brown check him a jonge. Hier is Muur in de slie Suez Davidson en Vijf Kutjach. Davidson en Pichu heen en gaan je kusolig het City draast had gemaakt al. Enig Davidson ki alle de Fienviech in een plukje dan de jonade we smoe heugelijk City daar heel hele falavo schachketerin. Bruin Tonje die is gaat heel goed in je maar ze mag. Kreeg game aan je tolk en je tinje en een raaf die valt. Gallagher, Shinasha, Agnew aan de race, hij heeft hem getaagd, Flint, de vier in die fijn vastgeren. Ach, waar bouwde de koel uit. Hayes, die is vier in 0 go, Agnew verwacht het hasje. Maybe Murphy Agnew should have done better initially there, Amy. She was waiting for support, but she should have maybe held on for a couple of seconds until Flint and Partido got further up the park.
Yeah, I think it just she's obviously not wanted to go 1v1, but actually she's a player that's really capable of that. So in that situation, she needs to be able to delay to allow players to be able to support her as opposed to give the ball away.
Midden aangegaan naar Australië. Yes, July Joe, Shanika shot, vaak in de skipperke voor het hasje. Wat is 4 minuten geloof is, just het heel lasje. Haast de jiffer het daar skippen voor Fiona Brown. Oscarson, Kutsch, bekend lacht en heen zo is Elena. Craig, hoe is je kiet of touw like je de Celtic in de een begin we zijn in de Rangers, dus daar de finish action zo is kiet touw. Barkley, dit is een partido, die is Warrington het General Clay van Hout. Savannah, G moet Barkley gaan doen een keer naar hoek al Fiona Brown. Dol Jimsy je ook zit moet je naar de Pierre en Kavanagh. Dit is de leest staat er Haas Brown. Nee, Barkley het al. In een line-up. Dus fijne zaterdag Kutjach. gyda pwchtig ystwys y leach gyhyn. Ddish, Hannah Barkley, bawl y falaf. Hallo. Hwn i'ch ysgol brachwydd asgo Kenzie Weir. Harson go Davidson. Kozak y dyfystygu. Oscarson, Dolfata yn Lorson. Is a vintage Charwisa, Kelly Clark ar ysyn y dylamach sy'n gym i gronc o gymach i ddwy faw. They've gone to a back four today, Celtic, but they still look kind of hesitant when they're under that kind of pressure.
Yeah, it's really, really interesting because they probably have Glasgow City taken something from the Rangers game, because the fact that when you put the defenders under the pressure, you can see that they're losing confidence in their ability and they're not wanting the ball now. And that just gives Glasgow City more impotence to keep doing it.
Sian Gidach, agus Paula Schooley, Tarsin y Panthi, Fiona Brown, Syed, Lavan Och Gadanya, Barkley, Kishot Chunda, Kunagaran, Gayarik Tarsing, he's gaming Nat Ross, Chinas and Jayla Kadish. Well, City fans have had to be patient waiting for Fiona Brown to come back, but she started really well in this game, giving Celia Barkley a really tough time down that side.
Yeah, and it's a fullback's nightmare because you don't know whether she's going to go on the outside or the inside, and Barkley will be thinking, right, okay, I've got this, and the next minute Fiona has changed direction, which is making it really, really difficult for her. And it's actually testament to Fiona's ability. It's not that Barkley's a bad player, but you can see how effective she's going to be.
Bal madig goed de stui, agus van Nurp, Tjugatal Shachat am Smunien. Kenzie Weir van the eerste pinning shin as in jaar, misschien could do the prak mastro and you can do now. She got the touch on this, Amy, but I think she also got some contact in the face.
They look as if the quality of ball that Fiona's putting in, they're looking as if they're going to be really effective in that area, because that's a couple of times Kenzie's managed to make a connection on it, but unfortunately she's managed, I think she's just been caught in the bridge of the nose as well. So, but you can see that Glasgow City have actually been a threat at set plays, and it's usually one of Celtic's strengths to be able to defend them.
Je laat de toonschig is de games te geven te Celtic, je met de City evolve, en je laat de liga leeuwen toonschig. So the is shot gachluche mach van There's another example, and Kelly Clark is unhappy with her keeper. Obviously they've been told to play that way, but the players just don't look comfortable with it.
No, and they've been caught now. They keep losing possession in that final third, and it's where you don't want to give the ball away if you are a defender. So Kelly will be glad that the balls went out of play there, but it's really, really difficult.
Barkley, krijgen die Goemale laat. Pat Gewoon Keil Marshall. Dat is een schöne dag is de games of Liga Kayu. Kiezen maar ik had dat pas terug voor Gallagher. Natalie Ross, Savelo graag en je maat Goemal Pel. Zijn is Chakora met Kavanagh die gaan hele Flint. Agus partido fair. Schachet het. Oh, was nu kan je toch tegen Kenzie weer als raad. Partido van de Chanel vergeet ik. Kind color voor cool. Shock or a shot ladder. From where we were looking, Amy, this looked like it might have been going in until Kenzie Weir got in the way.
Yeah, I just think because Partido's went with her right foot, she's actually just let the ball hit off her foot as opposed to being able to generate any power in the shot. But you know, she was trying to steer it into that top corner.
Shouldn't go fast. Celtic of the hands, and you listen to what the goal is. You have a kus spinning as an position like Partido. Doherty with the wheel go out. I guess meaning they go fatter. Like the Sun Flint. On a tight pitch like this, Amy, the way Celtic have been playing, surely it makes more sense to try and take the pressure off the defence, push them up, and get the ball up to the likes of Natasha Flint.
I think that really comes from, I mean, it's really early days, so it comes from the coach, because they've been told to play short, believe in each other, trust that. But all the best teams now need adaptability, and Celtic have got the players to be able to do that today and cause a real problem if they go long earlier.
I guess City, het al tronne, Trianten Jennefaat, Garkesen, Van der Vien, Noegene, Live Glee, Oscarson. Haast, dat kan met je bal nog een tarsing e-shot. Kelly Clark is de raad. Davidson. I guess session of looping. The follow-up. Interesting, Amy, that Lauren Davidson is 2 goals away from being in the top 10 goal scorers for Glasgow City. She's on 68 goals, 2 more to get into the top 10.
Yeah, I think that the only thing that Lauren likes space, and sometimes actually pre-Christmas she wasn't high enough up the pitch to be able to go and score as many goals as she probably could. But so it's nice to see her get higher, it's nice to see her have confidence in her ability, and I'm sure the two goals will come quite quickly.
Tuil na ga chins game sem ar at clúche. Níos Michaela Moore agus cha glach gan amach. Le Natasha Flint is stigi ball the clúche. There's a bit of a follow through here, Amy, after the ball was away.
Yeah, I think that it's just a sore one, isn't it? You know, we've got 2 players going at the opposite direction. It catches just the top of our shin, so it's a free kick.
Brown got Hokalistay. Agus gaan we into muur dat in een race. Kelly Clark is de waard. Kavanagh's minke begoor is weer surf pijn. Paul Haastek City. Agus ik show mag on. Celtic were looking for a foul there just outside the area, but the referee will play on.
Yeah, I think Kenzie Weir was saying that she's got the ball and hopefully we'll be able to see the replay in that, but then she's been an obstruction to Kavanagh, so you've seen them given, you've seen them not. So.
Smach Kavanagh the foul, Shinner te gaan naartoe. Fiona Brown won het duur foul. Schulting kunnen er in je bouw nog de stelen. Kaschli Kutjak. I guess Mach in tripletje. Partie Idashke wie lichtje naar waar bouwelijk was het. Wie het ons geweest. Verder roeien nog goedje kunnen wel aan haast dat Mark Marco kreeg je gedies geen dat koper gegeven Davidson Asservaat Kavanagh me kafa ki en getaak goedje daar het doen gore Bartley dan partido Droch wou de stuk en wie en je die is coach dat as gewilens weet wie Jen Pair. Hayes has got Flint Hayes de val de dash genoorsen hoe die versmachte. Flint Jeelijk is een goed gym, tune duiks de Pierre Kavanagh had de lekker Kinga Kozaks bij hier het garsboeien in een game show met Navarus Ryan Kennedy de goal gevolgd. I guess see that Kinga Kozak didn't have too many complaints about that.
Yeah, it's just, you know, it's Kavanagh again, and Colette's a really robust player, but in that situation she's obviously been knocked off the ball and it's the first card of the game.
Yeah, harsh voeie in the game maha is on Kozak. Kappa could haze the ball look at the third. I guess Shinikil Kala Chile Gadash the Vinach. Craig Marco Agnew. Ashko Doherty. I guess in a shot to the Leo. Kinds on Rowan Githich. Clarks. Dingen on the father can actually pull a gear you use the decision. So it's got Gallagher. Yes. Not sure that's Amy Gallagher's natural game either, with receiving the ball just when she likes to be running onto the ball ideally.
Yeah, and I was just thinking there, because ideally Natasha Flint's having to sometimes drop so deep as well and be able to get into the positions. You just wonder whether over time that'll evolve and you could see Amy Gallagher and her potentially rotating in the areas, or maybe Celtic changing shape, because you don't want the players and you want them to be able to score goals, and they're not going to be able to do that if they're away back there.
Agus the díist Necker ein bevor se Pier Kelsey Docherty go die bal Gida gemacht gehört das the City. Agus City het tasje gewonnen goal en dinje vastged muur Nyon Kenzie weer. Rach Waul van Katava muur met Galo stuk Cruy Cabana Gachumantel. Rach Waul van Noorsen van Gallagher. Suesco Flint, hier gal gain, posmachtig. Moesten het schoen dat gesterke tripletje mee aan de paantje. Plisje verwielen komen Galo, Tarsen Kozak, agus Davidson, tot she is alive yes. Kom maar de boeien de stuur Moersen kreeg. Goede mag je duval. Goeie action met Jedek. Hij voelig gesteld. Fulton. Daar is gewoon een juice goed. Muur. Het kantje wel Fiona Bruin. Duval van Muur. Zurich. Wielen. Stay er cool. Hij shot kat hem te Kozak. Hij ook al Tarsenko. Davidson. Hij is gaan door een giesje fijn zeggen. Het kreeg. Oscarsson Chakala Hanel Edival. Craig Goodich, Skyne Dash. Suesco Gallagher Agadish, can you come al vui? City Kagach, Fulton Lisha, Val Troye, Naganil triple Sibia. Carmachan Father, Nahach, get me on a shacking Kemikinak in Chikiatinia. I guess Rangers I could hear the Hearts, Kish of Shin, Chapalai and a Garant, Toshkek, Leader Stu Shach. Maar ik kan ook in het alle show goed. Rangers weer aan de zee gekomen als vallen, maar het Celtic het kan ook heel de Magoorse shot. We gaan naar patje. Het jede gaat als je paal komt, dan ga je in. Het coole Oscarsson. Eentje naar maken daar op Regedaske Lee Gibson. Puchtig, als een goed lachje en even weg. En als de die goed is voor je niet voor de zaak. Zijn kieuwen gegraag. Die het leden wie niet was aan kiezen. Hier is Gerang en Jean hier is voor enkele kaskuunje. Die normaal de kloetje wie je mag. Kavanagh. Took al een goren mee aan een paardje van je vallen met Davidson, Pierre Agnew. Paul Roard, dat is een mag. Agnew komt de zon. Tasha Flintig, Paul Art, Shachatara. City Athene Kachlich Goodich, Muur en Oorsen Kahokal Fatike, Davidson Aka, Gronko Suuselena, Samuel Wieland. Haastak Emily Wieland. Okawar en Oorsen, kan zijn suivrit naar Gelifijn, Pistiako, Natalie Ross. Dadash. He's against die is. We gaan het doen, waar we nieuws had gemaakt Cruy. Hij is Oscarsson, Femi wie kienjach lisje show dat Ashko Gibson hij is ha. Whelan, Dolcolari, Deval. Again, that's an enforced error from Celtic and just invites more pressure on them.
Yeah, they're beginning to try and expose in behind the fullbacks all the time, so you can see actually some of the runs in behind have been really, really clever. And it's creating real problems for Celtic, because as soon as you lose a player out of their positions, then you need to win the ball, or else it could cost you.
Fiona Brown, misschien niet kaal, pre-poschen van een duizend begin finishen daar je gaat Gida gemaakt bij toch als je naar jaar. Lisje Valsos, die onlaaf zoes. Gilliore close to stay more. I guess that door die swag. Vaikiri the shit. That goes down as a real chance. It's just the contact wasn't good enough from Moore, but a great delivery from Brown once again.
Yeah, I think, you know, she's went with her right foot. Could she have went with her left, she would have been able to get more contact in the ball, because it's a really difficult thing to do, to be able to hit the ball at pace across your body.
Doe die swag, more in Sabia the val laat toch een beetje Caramelic City. Davidson toch in de line. He's got hele gemaakt. Hij is Doherty. Jullie kan ook alles in neer. Hij is Kavanagh. Kan hoort je vallen, wat ik bal mag je doen wel. Hij kan een race lachaas dat je goed is van Celtic. Oscarson, keer close it. Davidson, Kasonrichtje. Volker Kozak. I guess Davidson en Moorsen fijn. Begint de William en Julie heen, maar Kroei. Je gaat game met de goal zeggen dat er en je keren je boei als het die gesnitje. Weer smeen het paal vat uit de eerste, dus kreeg Kelly Kellamach, dus bleef hem aan bezaan. And Amy, as we go into the last 4 minutes of the game, if anything, City look the likelier side to add to their lead at the moment.
Yeah, and it's real credit to Leanna. Obviously, after the post the break, the players that she's managed to bring back, Fiona, I have to say that athletically, the players, Glasgow City, have been able to maintain that level of pressure for the full half as well. You can see in this situation, Celtic don't know how to deal with that. They're not closing the space when they kick the ball long. Glasgow City are then winning the second ball, and it's just keeping them under constant pressure all the time.
Ja, het is Foschers de Celtic security. Hij staat de kiel en het aske de Leeuwje. Hij zet het Hoscher. Barkley is. There's another example of Amy. Barkley doesn't have time. She's trying to slow the game down, but she doesn't get time. The challenge is coming in straight away from Fiona Brown.
Yeah, and Fiona's got such a great work ethic as well, so it's going to be like that for the full game, or as long as she's on the pitch.
Like I say, Suri doet ze Barkley wil steken en de begin ze de vaker heen naar Paul de Voedige doet wel. Kozak, Tijgje de Vermoeie. Caramela, like Whelan, Oscarson en Chine de Koolu, Matgalo, agus Nila Pristigi, agus Magedig, Groen open, agus Barkley gaan en val af door je godeken. Celtic just hanging in there at the moment, Amy.
Yeah, and there was a small claim for a penalty, I think, from Glasgow City. I think it might have been Clark that made the block, but her hand might have been at her side. Hopefully we'll be able to see it back, but it's definitely last-ditch defending from Celtic in their own box at the moment.
Going to dash the shin. I think of Garton, Clark Chuch, the two of Boyd, we got to be crew here. Na gaat de Cognagilla or Shechat, the City. I guess. Boschanilla, the Fiona Brown. Is the like she has the Jefferitter, the Skipian. Diction could be even inch. The Univarach, I can actually hear it late. Brown. Nuring gave a dar to line. I guess my give met de rake begatade hier. I guess met Gallo. I guess Kavanagh. Chin de gele se vok se juice het al kwaad. Gallagher tuchtjen. Warrington en kraan nach ro. Doa was shin. Hule tukke bij Celtic ik lee unie coin die should driach game Gallagher kesonre je karne de gol gaul. Mie een paadje. I guess pick en triple zeg geschotje met een hannetje klaar met munje. Dus kun je shot pick en een varach die jede geet lee. Nee. Toen dat je de kassa van de alles. Hij de triple check live shin. I guess a shock of in a vulle voor de Celtic met game Amy Gallagher goal get. Mes hier shin gewilla Gorskel na Joe de struik. Dus gewilla het pulein met nulling. Is toch gefeemd aardig gegaan met stikle unje. Gallagher kiede je dash go kassa nach hier we shouldn't gele korta le Gartens le Hulling kesor is toch gevaak dat je toch geleeuwen ik is de van het maar de visie le pick and fosh ach en je la kind ro geld nog je met ra Gallagher het al je e duval Jeda we kinshin de winnaar Chivarach Jeda gele Mina Jela na Menavres le je triple chesne Kimi Gallagher Ishige e duval Celtic son pitje nunya dakal je het le kluchle le chena Craig Ishal tarsing alleen het Gian is toch gero we het dan ik een lees flint zulige Paul na saartjes en studige He's the pass through a woepje mag van een goed wielen goed kaffa goras noorsen vegen de triple over ge He's karstige werk er in heen Is gehoutje mag Partido noorsen dolkolarach Warrington een kutje woep is giet de cheva fanier de Marie Fulton vegen de dochter wacht farne lijnen Schachet de Flint Kenzie weer mag je duval Weet je de Suul ille hoort je in hoe te dekken Paul vatte roate Zo'n Gallagher had asje de vaat kennisje Hij geschun Jerry hier le haasig le prak Kook Giek hoek Fiona Brown hier tuurlegje se darkrush at Glasgow City ein hoka shachat el Kelsey Doherty agus shin City de goes de Leeunie skipper Leanne Ross Voorgus genne game de viach agus toch gebied smoenie na Leeunie ke begorge we parach getuile dasig in Gallagher a fijn prak menulling vaske jede gele het asje de vaat kies na G lisjes de daar le a hoop dat Celtic tegen we Leeunie or a show a kroch Patrick hat het jede Glasgow City hun Celtic Unioni
Wel, was een doel die game eentje nog als je naar hij in de witte shot aan de kroegwater. Glasgow City, een puntje hun kunjoni eik Leeunie en de Celtic uitgeschieden Berg, waar Amy McDonald had hem het draaste. Amy, what a half of football. Very entertaining stuff, and we'll get straight into the action. 15 seconds. We bigged it up before the game. Fiona Brown getting the scoring underway. 15 seconds.
Yeah, again, you can see Glasgow City have tried to go much more direct than we've seen them before. It's a great through ball from Michaela. And then, obviously, I'm not sure whether it's a shot or a cross, but it's a fantastic goal. And to concede so early in the game really rattled Celtic. You could tell that because it took them another 15-20 minutes to be able to kind of calm themselves down and retain possession of the ball.
And Fiona Brown, she set the tone for this Glasgow City side. You mentioned her experience, but she's really led from the front.
Yeah, but there's been some tactical changes that they've made as well, and the fact that they've set up to press Celtic really, really high and really, really well. They're almost saying to them, give it to your full-back, but we're going to put you under real pressure. And it's led Celtic to become even less confident. Also, you know, on top of losing the goal, they're kind of then going, we don't want the ball back here, you know, kick it long. Let's get rid of it.
Well, we can have a look at Celtic's best chance of the half, and this is, I suppose, as good as it got for Celtic. It was Natasha Flint. We bigged her up as well ahead of the game, but a bit of a tame effort, and players like her, Amy Gallagher, really haven't been in the game, have they?
No, they've not, and I think it's because of how Glasgow City are actually putting them under pressure as opposed to how Celtic are playing. And they really need to make a decision, because you don't want Flint and Gallagher coming so deep in the pitch, and they're having to come 15, 20 yards at times. You want them up, you want them to be able to go 1v1, you want them to be the ones that are running at defenders and getting opportunities, but while they're having to take touch, they're not getting any opportunity to do what they're best at.
Glasgow City nearly doubled their lead near the end of the first half. Michaela Moore, Fiona Brown once again involved, nearly got an assist here, but Michaela Moore probably should have a bit better.
Yeah, I think I said on commentary, actually it's a really, really difficult thing to do when the ball's coming in from that side, to be able to hit it across your body. She's obviously capable of being able to play passes sometimes with her left foot, so actually if she's able to open up and, you know, use her left foot, she probably would have been able to get more purchase on the ball, but it's
an interesting second half ahead, Amy, but thank you for now. Agus well adrasta. As you can tell, her soul dash the jede hacking to guy after jede hacking around Hoogbe. Agus wishing soul dash in a criminal share. Celtic agus Rangers, agus Partick Thistle, agus Hibernian.
Gallagher, Freda Shanija, Hannes Chichin, Galfana Hu. Looking at the goal from the first day, Partido, I guess, Jackson and Line Shakira, right to the Shakir. At the finish, or Shakir. We got Chick, is on Smoon and Mayoin. I guess, Marikio is in a Falakin Karola, Hill, Suez, Hanyel Kerang, Sipi, Wuipisha. And Suzanne, you always know when there's no complaint from the player.
Yeah, I mean, my first thought from up here was that it was handball.
Hier is Freda Shanija. Craig Maha van de Spocht. Daar is hij. Klei, 1-2 Westen, 1-2. Hij Chloe Craig, 2 Velen. Hij is haar, min of 12 Chiok. In het deze netje. And Suzanne lapping against the run of play. Celtic are ahead. Rachel Rowe, Calciato, Carolina. Where's Hannah on the stay? Kathy Hill. Is Rangers to put a dash Kueman. I guess Bashinachi and back to Grocking the Doris. I guess hard to find a dash Kueman. And reprieve from Kathy Hill, who gave away the penalty at the other end. And despite Doherty's best efforts, she couldn't prevent the ball from crossing the line.
No, she couldn't. You know, a number of chances there for Rangers to get the ball in the back of the net, as you say, you know, pretty much last-ditch defending from Celtic, but eventually Kathy Hill forces it over the line.
Shot caught him to Rangers. 8 harakat, I guess the stay. I guess Hatten Hoshach. Apetul. Chidach on the blip in the Sula. Hatten the game of him the Magurst. Rachel Rowe, die is een knieën graag. I guess the foul notion of the Yaragadash. I guess the stay. Can triplet to be, but Kirsty McLean, Barclay, Juval Tarsing, Hayes at Fudahuasa Kanui, Kavanagh, Strees on the book saying, oh, Calip for the shoot, the finish Ella, oh, half the finish Ella, check it, Mittag. They should use the animal of Jenny Smith and his wind of a Prishtiga stay on the box, as far as check as to be, like Sean Murdoch. Foul the Prishtig, Smith the Fiach in the fine Nikke. I think she gets a touch on that. Well, can you be a yard in the shot? I guess Nabi, I mean, now it's going to get the Dark. Caught him at Chloe Craig, won a spot finish. Díadach mar a bhaicin as taia sa léon nuair a Celtic a tháiseach an nuair an díad orte das Coenan Surin Fís ar sias Gan an orse agus a vinage ma géad go dún abasteach a Chloe Craig is Celtic a haring a das Coenan. Oh, ble finishing the Kelnel ha! Haring a das with Caitlin Hayes is asked to be in a Banagashka. Agus an trapsa have their finishes on Rangers. Agus had a check on my Ewan Shin. I don't think there was any doubt about that. There was a tug back by Hayes on Rio Hardy's hand.
Yeah, I'm just scratching my head as to why she's done that. You know, surely she's getting a shout from Doherty, who's coming out and taking the ball with ease there, to be honest. You know, it's poor decision making from Caitlin Hayes.
Yes, Rio Hardy a fair conversion of the Shinichak in your shot of the Rangers. Gonna course get enough. He's a cheers for nothing. I guess the Rangers in the goal house of the East. Rio Hardy. And just as Chloe Craig was composed at one end, Rio Hardy does the same, and that surely is the spot kick that puts them in the final, Suzanne.
Yeah, I think it is. I don't think there's any time now for Celtic to come back, and as you say, you know, Rio Hardy, such a pressure penalty kick, but you know, she's disposed of it, you know, in good fashion. Doherty's guessed the right way, but just too much on it and into the back of the net, and surely Rio Hardy sent her team into the cup final.
The finish, agus hador Shechat. Oh, ha trip amach or Vatulams grow a trip. Finish or Shechat, agus Kashbuya Kuchuk. It's on Lindsay Taylor, basis when you great the finish, Ian. I must say that looked like a penalty kick on the first viewing, Pauline. We'll have a look again.
I would absolutely agree with you, and especially the players' reactions as well.
Yeah.
Yep. They've got away with one there, Alex.
Shannon Leishman, agus Norson, Leah Eddy. Fakala Cassis down. I guess she put finish. I shouldn't have lag in Jackin. Bullock. So let's go Henderson. I guess the Riesha Taring Yora. Dash. I guess the drips at Hakars Bouillon. Rutte kan zoeken de draadmachine. Jugar man. Zo hij niet. Daar gaat Kishnen. Hij is hard in de galan hasje. Hij is shinne frekkels bij hier. Lindsay Taylor. Maar de finish het hasje. Je pikken binnen in de dash. Hij is hij skippen Brian Graham. Look at the hasje. And Pauline. That's how you get over your disappointment of not getting a penalty.
Yep, absolutely. Just bounces in front of the goalkeeper, I think, doesn't it? Yeah.
I think you can see from Nina Wilson's reaction afterwards. The rain is driving into her face. I think she misjudged that. Taylor, I guess Kunika Shinachin. Oh, a triplet shot. It's on Leah Eddy. Well, hij is Kashbuya Hokal Marha. I guess Kashbuya Dashimach. I can reach it. She Kashgerak if it's a shot. It's on Leah Eddy. Dara Kashbuya says she it's on a news here. Slater, Gal Kane, Matt Skillal, Skanya, Dash and Norton for Sinclair. Oh, up it now. Rosie Slater, Ruanella. I'm not in your stat, the hooded hurl. It's on Thistle. I guess I'm not for straw on your pro.
She actually does really well. It's herself that actually starts the play, but obviously confident, gets out her foot. I don't think she's left-footed either, but maybe just one of these players that can play with both. But right in the side net, an absolutely fantastic strike.
Lawton Suisse line, it's Shana, Ashechat Echtre, it's on Brian Graham, it's Partick Thistle. Fine trying to course Geranach, it's on a Chia Turis and a Echtre, got it straight playing. As Joey Pinnick Gakanyoni.
Vier jou jede herking so goefbe in de jede herking se gai hoort me leef dag hem eentig agus wel Partick Thistle kan je goed die Rangers so hoort jede nog geef zijn Berkeley Amy en Draaste Amy, two great semi-finals last weekend, both live on BBC Alpha. What did you make of the two games, the spectacle as a whole?
Well, the Celtic Rangers game wasn't good for my heart. And then the second game, I have to say, I'm really impressed with how Partick Thistle have approached the season so far. And a lot of people won't know, but Ross Thornmouth went in there from Rangers Youth Academy, and actually he's coached Rosie Slater and stuff from a young age. And he's all about individual player development, and you can actually see now, or I can, Brian Graham and him complementing each other really well. And I think that they've taken Partick Thistle to a new level, so they merited actually going through in the end.
And the final is the 24th of March. Do Thistle have a chance against Rangers?
It's a cup final. I think you always go into it thinking you have a chance. It doesn't matter, and they make a really stubborn team to play against. They're physical, they're hard to break down, they like to counter-attack, they're beginning to get players to score from different areas of the pitch as well, so I think it should be a really interesting game.
Yeah, interesting one indeed, and plenty more football to come, I guess. Well, Tullio Bal Cosha the Heing a show 8 BBC Alpha von SWPL. Gallor Bal Cosha the Heing a show iddyn na via 3 gemichen vo Priaf League Numban Rangers. A dol and I heart educating a jack of la Yanagaran shit a toshuk I clear the show shach. A Noorsen Jadonich, none of la Giak Yanagaran, Celtic a Cunyacook, the Hibernian shit I Kedo than Fisker, Agus a Noorsen, Derby Moore and the Glasgow Rangers, a dol nice Celtic Bio 8 BBC Alpha shit, a Parke Ibrox, Agus shit a toshuk I 3 Wooden Fisker. Gallor Bal Cosha the Heing a show 8 BBC Alpha von SWPL, like I said, Jidach Mustashik, a Darna Legashing Beach Meyedig vo Amy and Drasta. Amy, looking ahead to this second half between Glasgow City and Celtic, from a Celtic point of view, what do they need to do to trouble Glasgow City a bit more?
Be calm, be a bit more adaptable, don't always build out from the back because they want to be able to turn City's back line the way that City have been doing that to them. So I think that they need a calmness and they need to approach the second half in a different way, whereas Glasgow City will be getting told in there more of the same and get another goal.
Fiona Brown as well, one final word about her, just a fantastic first half and so much energy.
Yeah, she's a complete athlete and that she's nimble on her feet and she's made Barclay's life not very easy today for sure, going the outside and the inside. So hopefully she'll be able to keep that momentum in the second half as well.
Well, the teams are coming out now for the second half, so we'll let you head up to commentary just now, Amy, but thank you very much. Agus well, Drasta hitching Adash Noas Gu Arnyach Adash na Clichiter and Jidach Chinamach, Drasta Clichiter and Celtic, Jayshal I got in a park, Agus Elena Sadiku, well, Laymore, Gamamor, it Hosha Horisha as Kuhn Celtic. Drasta hitching a null, Gurnyach Adash, Alco Henley.
One and thank you, Vinchel. Agus mar gra and a Clichiter and Vat Kiki Ekidoris in the Clichiter and Glasgow City. Agus Fiona Brown. I count the skip Achkison and Chinamach. I guess Celtic Mach Marha. Junior guys and Garot, Amy Gallagher and a miss. Kaisha Fatas and Tonsha Sadara Leanne Ross, Gamas Tolich, Hanatuna, Visalina Sadiku, a Glay Unit. I guess open a Keduania Crianos and Shahunda Magurch, Havris on here, Tayama here, how. I guess Hanatu Kirias and a game is not whole line a shot. Mahata Toliano game yet. Ashanulik Dash the Fatke. Amy Nicole call them can you no changes, Amy, and the good news for Celtic is that Amy Gallagher is back on. Flint could have done a good all guy. I guess Chidach Mr. Gavish and Va Gallagher Jackson Graham with the Huling. You listen, Billy Bullock, Corntal, Shin Haas, that I Eda Draska you. Kappa Corus and Tosha Hule Brak. The Hannestum again, Celtic. He got the dash on the game, he confused get out of the Yedig. Bishin and Yinchin, City Kucha, Urka, Shot Coram Tra, Bowler the Yaragadash Flint. I guess had the Dina follow up. Chidach. Hatte die Ross, Hayes, Fiach and the Shinin, Piachumalatol, Come on, Lewis, the Counchin, Partido. Barclay, a Chabal, the cool his. Matchalo, it fall up. I guess, Tulich, the wheel and Shinachum, the stay, Heidigiano. En is dan een race, zit er heen, is Kelly Clark. Die gaan de jarig Tarsins gaan voor naar toe, die is cool. Krega, Lauren Davidson, 5. Ju has zich tansje even een daar skippen. Taich Jokus, Mientje in een pannengasje gachke. Chloe Warrington, Tolshius, Duisen in een vaagse daar alleen. Hallo, Ash Gefulton. We gaan die ook al het coole Craig Davidson. We gaan die oprug Tarsing. Kavanagh. Kleine vallen. Je pikken te voelen en dan weer Giannishin Colette Kavanagh. Oscarson. Ash Davidson. Tune bij gesteed. Chimical Agnew. Fulton. Craig Suez go Flint, Ju him de woord maar gaan nog een fijn van een vastje heen van Warrington in de leeuw. Nu zie groeien schön. Die is Kavanagh de Fakelay dream Gidach. She's had a couple of knocks at the start of the second half. Colette Kavanagh.
Yeah, and it's unlike her to stay down like that, so you can tell that it's obviously quite a bit of a head knock that she's taken there when she's went up to challenge for it. But as I said in the first half, she's a really robust player, and she'll just keep getting back up.
And you could see the intent at the beginning of the second half. The message clearly from Elena Sadiku was go out and get back in level terms here.
Yeah, and I think that you can see that they've started to be a bit more direct. They're moving the ball quicker. Even they're beginning to get Gallagher's ran in behind a couple of times. So.
Yes, die is Kavanagh, Dolster Janamach and Davidson. Gianna Vuil agus Chaya Glachku, not a very tuned out a fall up. Kavanagh Fakal Cassastay. Oscarson. Quinty Hookal Suasalina. There was Davidson. Agus Whelan. Craig Kahili. Agnew, Bristu, follow boy. Khadish Chanella. Cormac Natasha Flint, fine condition. Apple Gidach trying to go Lee Gibson. Moore, Tolicha. With Tarsinko, Kenzie Vieira. Yes, Shinarine, Tinya Canoi. Foul Nashar, got Gallagher, Kavanagh, I guess Agnew Karanida, Cassin J the issue. Oscarson, Kozak, Whelan, the Vitrichbal, het Kartuvi in de vaart, fijne vallen voor Craig, we gaan de Garage Dasje Davidson. I guess Haas, Whelan, Generous Lee, Tarsing of Oakster. Je gaan de Kusi en hem hier de gauw. En ze die is Kavanagh, Chinamachlish. Geborenji, Baul, Hokal, Tarsing Partido. You can hear Elena Sadiku trying them to calm it down. It's a fine balance to strike. You want the players to up it, but you also want a bit more composure when you're on the ball.
Yeah, and I think in that situation again, you can see that Flint's wanting the ball into her feet, but it means that there's nobody then running behind, and it's causing Celtic to have to turn out almost and lose a bit of momentum in their attack.
Gallagher could kuchu med Oscarson, Murphy Agnew, Kahokal Steyach Jugro, Ated Hoshach, Ed Flint. But you can see now, Amy, that they are getting Amy Gallagher into those more forward positions, and it's just creating a bit more problems for City at the back.
Yeah, because there was space for her to be able to do that in the first half, but she never really utilised it particularly well, and she was dropping deeper and deeper and deeper. But her strength, and obviously Amy Gallagher, I believe pre-Christmas was one of the top goal scorers, so you want her higher up the pitch.
Until Richard Eiche, Ulukiliet, Decense, Ochgia, Cushin, Chin, as an SWPL, at the Gunnar Turlilla, Howler shot, Davidson, going to some Whelan, Jakarata, Hosha Horror, I guess I put into Brown, Tatain, and a smooth. Barkley, Doin, Sadi, Kane. College could do that. Asla Shincha Chu, Vaula van Tarstin, Vawila, and Rish. Brown. Where do you find the fella of Partido? I say, you don't put a mark, a snock, a sponge, a Suez Gallagher. Ross at Ashkan away in a Gian. Flint. The Chimical Noshenko Partido. I guess a fine fella. For Warrington, Duval took out Paul Maas, they could Kenzie Weir, Jishela the Hunt, Flint. Ja, van de nieuwste Celtic come al het top. Celtic is sterker bezaan de Celtic Duval. Flint, tucht hem down, dropt ze. Clark agus Craig oprige gichtera. Maar een jechtje. Je weet meer in Val Craig sa Synergy Rasta City. Barkley, Casterad, Craig, Suez Vienna Pathke Faravel, Room and Kavanagh, and a here to this game. Agnew, Mr. Rui, UC Oscarson. He mag het taig veel meer gaan, dat is gewoon goed. Gallagher. He's going to shoot Valward, Oscarson come out soon, Leisha, this is you can feel Agnew with a cool look. And you can't nog gaan gaan Valward. Met de goor zitten poelig die Agnew. Tja, die poig McKenna. Good use of the body there, Amy.
Yeah, I was a bit sceptical to be honest when I seen her leave it and bounce, and I thought, oh, don't leave it to bounce in there, and then she's managed to recover the situation really well.
Celtic definitely have pushed Gallagher more. It was almost like two, and Flint sometimes is peeling off over to that right hand side and swapping with Partido as well, so they are trying to mix it up at the top end of the pitch, Celtic.
Yeah, I would just like to see Flint stay more central, to be honest. I think that's where her strength is, and that's where you're going to get her to score goals.
Oscarson, Junakini, Agnew, Chimichal or the Ish. Craig. Gallagher Chinas Ashkara, I guess Norsen Gafut, Gee, the Festiga and the Voxa, click at the City, Kozak. Agnew, Macha room. Het is such a game there, though. It's the kind of Orishik Agnew, is late Kitleferski, the Vengi. Sinds nog een narige Gute. Lena Sadiku Yano. Laatste deur dat je goed. Als je een hele City puchtig zo is, dus kutje mag gedaan het ha. Clark, Achko Craig, hier is het Ash. Yes, Paul, die gaat komen als Femi. Hij is natuurlijk ook al zo is gagné naar Ashik City. Barkley, Gronke Shears en mij aan de paardje got Ross. Hij heeft in die tuned out. Geen koesroon nach Maganje. Barkley initially Pick and room will suas alive yes on Celtic. Partido McCunny, Flint de Vestigi. Haas they come al top, Van Rangach, agus give you that shavo Partido. Is about the goede mache duval. Something is jaag of his own. Barkley got Partido. So we give the chain for a look at the Spanjach, but they mache of his own. Imagine Leanne Ross would be slightly concerned that Lena Sidiku's side have had the most of the ball in the second half, but so far they've not really threatened that much.
No, but you can tell that Celtic have made a couple of changes. Partido's playing on Chloe Warrington, so in that specific situation before, Fiona Brown went to press and she had no support in behind her, which caused Celtic to be able to move forward.
Flint, Jaka Gronka get a cool looks, have a thing out, that'll try and contriplich. Is toch een paar koeien hier. Tuske, Tasche, Tuchje, minister Shaw Kutje, kijk, nog van trek. Gibson, Dal, Susko, Slee, Kozak, Kutje, Clark, Gronka, Shias. I guess Savannah Chuck Kutcher middle lane of Giannick Celtic for Fortuna Prague, Craig, I guess Hayes, Susko, Flint. And you see 1 and 2 vote Cavan outside the pen as a hoot. Kozak Elar. Again, that's down to the pressing of City though, Amy. That Celtic are enjoying more of the ball, but City are still keeping up this high press.
Yeah, and now they've got a free kick in an area that you don't particularly want, because it's, you know, I'm not entirely sure whether if it is Fiona that hits it, she's going to go for goal or she can swing it in. And as we've seen in the first half, if she does swing it in, then Glasgow City have had a slight advantage over Celtic at set plays.
Celtic if je niet leuk naar te komen met de boksen. Fiona Brown en Haas kunnen de wiel. Via de Chenijak. Weer, I guess Muir. General Glosset, I guess. Wel, weet ik toch tegen wie like alle schöne goal mag je me gitaar op zo'n chileke de zedege. Hayes, chill verder Flint. Toin, zo'n Celtics zijn dat hier is. I think if you're the Celtic coach, you're saying to Natasha Flint, get away from there. You're way too deep there.
Yeah, and they've got a real issue, because actually what's happening is all the other players are just standing in a line at the halfway line, and there's no movement to be able to then play the ball forward, and that's causing the players to delay, and that's allowing City to get the pressure on.
Bal terug heel van Chloe Craig. Een goedje, mag van een goal. Coach G, de gedacht de City. Gallagher, doe de Shian de shin. I guess Weir. Oh, I guess because Weir the shot. Kenzie Weir. Just tarring it ashid. Murphy Agnew. Just a lack of concentration there from Kenzie Weir, Amy, and then the tug back gets a clear yellow.
Yeah, their ball gets caught under our feet, and then, you know, it's really clear, it's really deliberate, so it's a yellow card, and it's one that she didn't need.
Look at the hele game is via the 5 goal. It's on a Gorgon again. Daar klik je dat achtersen, Karswoeje ook al, Kozak, Schietle. Craig, ik leer slie. Kan je morgen eigenlijk de naam Flint vast gedaan de boksen, Gallagher en is je puchtig zo is. Shin Harley Dalach, Oscarson, Leeksen. Hayes, de karm Hurch, big aan de mag. Vries, gaan je de bal, kunnen zich geleerd, Oscarson, Galeek, maar zoek je Agnew. Kaffa geeft Craig, game 1 ketal. Agnew, gaan de chimical at Oscarson. I guess Flint to the pennis of it. I guess Oscarson. Arachin Dolheen is on Celtic and Bachin here is for. And yeah, Tarjilish Rachel that could Gina Cogany and Aka, I guess Shen Monglu, the Union, and click at that, I guess Kit Lefersky, Jaila Dolanet, I guess Fair the Shnahari and Chiniana Kafulasha, Lena Sidiku with Gileo Rakin Sadarali, and Kiri Arachin. Hayes, I guess Fulton, Gieshin, the Flichkechter. Whelan, Gaka like Davidson, Malay first and Shinain, I'm assuming. Flichy Bass, I guess. Looked like she had, yeah, it's a late challenge by Kavanagh.
Yeah, and it's a sore one when you get that in the top of the foot because you've not got anything to protect you. So you can see Lauren's trying to walk it off and shake it off, but it is sometimes difficult to do so.
Fiona Brown, Marisash, Skjun, Val shot all in a state. Celtic pushed the goal in gemacht, all the volks uit eerst. Norente Bruintje with the goal is Karamerstiga. Look at that right shot, I won't have to go prick. Falla by Michaela Moore. When you're playing that high line, Amy, you have to win that ball. If you don't, then you're in trouble at the back.
Yeah, and again, it's Weir that's on the end of that, so it looks as if it's a deliberate ploy by Brown to be able to hit Weir, but you can see again, City have just won the ball back from the pressure they've put in. I've been really impressed by Whelan today.
Yeah.
She's really put in a shift. She's ran into channels when they're not in possession of the ball, but she's kept that pressure as well.
You took the words out of my mouth, Amy. She's been sometimes a fringe player, but she's certainly put herself about either side and through the middle today.
Yeah, and I have to say that she's not a player that stood out to me before, but she stood out to me today, and you can see that actually she's just went down with cramp. But I think, is that the commentator's curse, are we calling it?
So.
But she's put in a real shift, so it's no surprise that actually she is beginning to feel the effects of that.
No surprise to see Celtic making those changes as well. We weren't convinced that Amy Gallagher was fully fit, and Murphy Agnew hasn't really impressed. Monglu and Lefersky, the changes.
Yeah, and it's going to cause Glasgow City a real problem because Lefersky is super quick and she's going to start to be able to run in behind, and you've got Flint dropping into that area to be able to receive the ball now, who'll be able to play through balls. And Menglu is obviously a different threat as well because she can go inside and outside, so I think that it'll be a real interesting second half.
I think the fact that Emily Whelan does have a problem, Amy, I think it emphasises what I've been saying, just the amount of running she has done. It's probably no surprise that she's suffering from a bit of cramp.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be able to speak if I had done the amount of running that she has, and I think that she's obviously just saying that she's got a small issue. It maybe looks as if it's her foot or something, but her energy today has been exceptional, and she's been a real part of how they've been able to keep that pressure and also been able to sneak up and centre backs in behind them and win the ball back.
Maidash Eda Casson. He's Cheval with Munya Line Giant, Weir, Kahoka Lamach. Agus Marishnikra Monglu, Agus Lefersky in his shade. Triplet and more ex City the Chile, the Shikul. I give that shin. Falav Shears the line. Flint, the first closure. I guess Kenzie Weir, Janakinya, Garais around, I guess Kajakshin the Falav Kasavalchuk. Ishke Agasku, Nishjaking, Marisashek, Krafatrix, Sataga Shech Milo, Alashin Katanika, Bulloch, Tarsin Cool Count, Celia Barclay. Way Warrington, Chiramahu, Hamasa Surini, Rachel the Kiria Kafakiano, Falakin Kalatosh, Pick and Tagunia, Hoskinish, Kokirikit Minish, Yamashin the Daka. Warrington. Brown, Kagron, Kasus, Elena, Nurinta, Whelan, Tati, and Yashin. Cwmol da chyfysyn o Warrington ach cwsag ydyn yma chwmol pel. So mae gedig y chyn far Oscarson. Agus réitse de géirí léna Sadiku fuach sa bhg sa technica chaiche. Is me collegiation i de bhíad an rá agus a scolag bh Sadiku an úsin gan a réitse das. Na a hiúnda a chúl dia. Is na shot cheering Sadiku. Coach penalised for trying to get involved in the play there, Amy. Just wanted to get the ball back quickly, I think.
Yeah, and in fairness, I have to say that I don't think the technical areas are marked out.
No.
So, but I think it's something that's been common quite a lot throughout the game. That she's not been particularly happy with the officiating in the game, and she's made that really known.
Triple to show Chloe Warrington. She's another one that's been kind of on the fringes, Amy, but has done well today, but looks like she's got a problem here.
Partido's, I feel, has been really effective for Celtic, but actually Warrington's done really, really well and been able to kind of, and it's been an even battle, hasn't it? They've both kind of kept each other out of the game. It's been a 50-50 all the way through.
This feels like a long time ago. 15 seconds on the clock, and still the difference between the two sides.
Last week. Was this not a goal from last week?
When you could hear that, I'll get that chorus 50 minutes in a game, so that out. Celtic a púchtagus an fine dash coen non glue. Look at the sheen of Hanny Fine Pingy. Here, tell you, can you shit. Dash go Craig. Hayes, ball na Siegler drops it. We're into Kavanagh, fine Chimical with Fulton. Davidson initially. Cara McCassan Heenig. Yachan die fine Chimical with Craig. Ball till Tarsing Barkley, Jenna Matt. Le Fiona Brown is in the stay the cool look. Flint, Ash, me and the path get. Partido. Agus Warrington a die is just 3 the keer Spaanchach. Rui Macha Room, we get it. Fulton. Skiplach. Brown. Agus Fulton, Gaukalaard, gan Niermelch, Whelan. Die is Jenema, Rutiken ein is Femi. Craig, eine follow-up. Oscarson, le Davidson. Oh, Shin Mavel, Lauren Davidson, ach je kus. De bal, maar gedig, ik heb goed getraind, ik heb toch het. Dan ga je bal shocken, Snok. Eter na Casson. En Chloe Craig. Beest. En de bal de fijn zeggen met Fulton. Ross. Amigo Dash. Go Clark. Hayes. De Dash gaan je klei. Die is. Zal het je tasje goed je mag gaan doen. Is veel meer fijne Dash komen en zo aan de gap ook verder ging. City Bergkaar who you know attain. Abby Larkin for the Enid he is fine. Boy Warrington with Asher the Casson. Warrington hoek uit Asher stuk. Craig Falav Matgalo. Winnig signeer. To the clock of an who. The game's become a bit scrappy, a bit bitty in the last few minutes, Amy.
Yeah, I think that the changes have probably interrupted the flow of the game. You can see that there's obviously another one going to happen just now. I would assume that it's either, yeah, it's Warrington, I think, that's going to come off, and Larkin will maybe push up into that wide area by the looks of it.
Larkin, Jeanette, Warrington, Preskerechtje, Shechat. Engine Hankin Cheney City, Jikatjach go through the Jaku. Larkin. Look at that all keren nog, Jeanette. I guess I don't know, gaan een douche in je vaak. Looks like Fiona Brown might be asked to fill in as well in that left area, left back area.
Yeah, and she's more than capable of doing that. I think she's done that for Scotland on a number of occasions as well. And she's got the pace, she's got the ability, but the only thing is you lose her attacking threat then.
He's sach de viech gegeben der. Goed de fachkel de viech haast ranjedig. Ach een keer machine game Celtic maar toch een tul. Je wou wat cooler geleden ach wat Clint Kavanagh staat eruit. Wasn't the worst ball in the world, but Clint Kavanagh had kind of given up on it.
Yeah, it's just really difficult on this pitch to be able to judge passes like that, and you know the slightest overhit of it is going to go out.
Kayla Moorley, ball art, brought art is on Whelan. Partido, agus a díis, fé fadach yn gyrpig yn daharing ad asio ystat i achwmi game at all. Kozak, Sarat, de fasach gysio. Fulton, Dúnan, skuppelt de tries balami yn y pathge. Whelan an a reish, acha, diolch. Gymor y ffafr Docherty. She's sheer ass na smisse yn ish. She's no game nastuli you're gonna click it that. Hayes is noring de partido show como las de Suring. Barkley. Die gaan die opgekomen die Kavanagh. Maar die is Paul Tolchierig go Oscarson. Femige de bouwlijn go Monglu agus Leferski van ik dit ging het Kusanchi in bouw. Partido Shokorum ter Leferski. Kavanagh vegen de goal Makunje. Leferski tarsing. Die is City agus Fiona Brown en Jaylik is het goed. Natalie Ross agus Michal Shin de gele mee aan de paadje. Volgende getolle City. Michal using her experience there just to make sure that she got the decision.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. You've got two players and the momentum's going the opposite way for each of them, isn't it? It wasn't. I don't think that Ross could get out the way, and I don't think there's much that anyone could have done about it.
Hier koers een Tjernach, Kuchbeurash, SPFL het vader na je de gachke. Misschien een lijntje goed. Le Davidson. Ga je nog zaten gestjag, van Celtic. Doherty. Leferski. Zo getjengiach. Fulton het eerst. Boergeleg mee aan de paadje. Sun City. Brown. Maar je wou draaien. Father, some Celtic, Jenny Smith, Ashen. Either not, fair in it. Kolach of it, daar hele beetje some Celtic. Flint haast in de vaart. Bal gemaakt natuurlijk de rasse gemaakt op partido waar je smaak komen uit. De grootste zoals go Kit Leferski, de Haring Kolar, Fiona Brown en die val. Kavanagh, Shilton New, that's a chorm shot, going to do foul. I guess he's in a hard in favor, I'm assuming because it'd be shot shachat. I guess Cheetah getting a still you so this you Carlos Jack, no in a cricket and Celtic. Kavanagh let Bawart, he's, I guess, he's a weird cinema, the is shin, when you can read it. Yes, Monglug look at the Steenus and Celtic at Ashko Doherty. Davidson, Cormac Kashog, was a tra, I guess I notion a clock, you let Kavanagh, I guess I should go again. Karshwee. I think that's just an accumulation of fouls. Let Kavanagh getting a booking.
Yeah, the game's become so fragmented. You can see it's so transitional now, not anyone's really dominating the play, and then you lose possession of the ball again, you just stick your foot out, and it's been probably the 4th or 5th time that Kavanagh's been involved.
Bies Fiona Brown, Shilton New, je shot, ach hij veel, because ik Kenzie weer, Michaela Muir, Suez van Goel. Davidson, I guess Fulton, Jimmy Leval, Kuchuk.
I think they might hit it. I think they might hit it because the weather conditions have changed so much. I think they might have a slight change in tact here.
Why not? Davidson. Came in the dash, I guess he shall. Oh, I guess Chaya fought Doherty, I guess a mark. You're right, Amy, and Doherty relieved to see that squirm over for a corner.
Yeah, when it begins to get as wet as this, and Lauren's obviously then hit it low so that it bounces up and skims off the surface, it's a goalkeeper's nightmare.
Nou, Gunnarsson Partick Thistle a fine tool, Gabor Marchut, Jerry Atkins a guy, you know, Hibbs, Kuchuk, a tool of a shin for Lindsay Taylor. I guess City, Fiach and the Prague, in the Namashut, said Hughes and Ushke, Gedic, I guess, I shouldn't. Bal tullig van te Davidson, ach vind ik hier het wel geporing hier goed stay. Ik is een koram, we gaan skippen en tullig aardig in Jano, Celtic het al Jano aardig, daar aardig, I guess City Kuchuk. Smith, Ed is on Kavanagh, I guess Jenny Smith, Stevie in a pathje. You see Ashworth, Clifford, daar te klikken dat aan Ed. I guess Kelly Clark, yeah, Yisha. I guess Charlotte Wardlaw, the line this on Glasgow City. I guess it's in, yeah, Geisen, Kinga Kozak, ook Karshwee. Headley. Celtic sacrificing their captain, really going for broke now. They need to.
Yeah, it's an interesting change because it looks as if Craig's just dropped in to be the left centre back so that they can bring Clifford on, but I don't know if that means that they'll move more to a back three, or because it's unusual for them to bring Clark off.
Skip up yet, I guess Chloe Craig to go with Ash, Conley, Caitlin Hayes, Barkley has the shin. I guess hier with the Clifford the Janish could really make. Oscarson tegen de nu die Anushka horse voor de val. Craig is de raad. Ross Shekhatarish met Galo. Goedige fakkel meegedige weekje. Ze gaan meegedige aan City. Hier als je de val. Via Wardlaw. Ashin Mavalor en Davidson het er Gish. Karim Abaulo getarsing. Juval van Kuchuk. Ja, Caitlin Hayes. Oh yes, Gapuring. The Lauren Davidson fine kick across the goal. Really good ball across the 6-yard box.
Yeah, and it's really difficult because you can see it's right in between. Oh my God, Hayes. I was going to say Clark there, and she's just went off. It's right in between Hayes and Doherty, and it's really difficult as a defender because you don't want to touch that ball.
Putting City fine steekje vast de goal gedaan. Ashworth Clifford. Gairi dash voor Monglu. Partido, le sue gach wij femach de goemal Corin Paris de Jenny Smith. Fine ike. Gibson, Talitje, Tilly Gikken en Gosk. Stegen een Czech minutje in Megiddig. Jenny Gamenish. City Halsen Oshay. Fiona Brown, nisje klichtje, akje goed, lag puchtig zo, is heel even glie, als je een vatte duel. I guess Emily Whelan haast al je gaat ik in een roeie moeien. Clifford hadden we mag. Boris Pliene, stuur het balans de kloon. Gaan we een go Natasha Flint had Ash meer in de paard kunnen. Ging je laten fijne boel zo Scott Leferski is Monglu. Ja partido ik kan nooit maar de game zat. Bal de Ash City Fulton. Hadden we maar die is meer in de paard gepierd Fiona Brown en Duval. Je gaat de Chimical de Parkley gaan Tarsing scoop voor Hayes at de rookie de Val Karska like Whelan. Fiona Brown heeft voedig heel in Duval. Larkin, wat vegen die goed te kunnen hier zien. Snijtjes, je gewoon gaan, we zitten nog met Davids in de bal, Tarsing. Dan gaan je weer deur pikken binnen in de dash. Hier staat de fijne coole gelegenheid aan, Larkin. Prachtig zoes nu Larkin. Karen Forster nog de Celtic, wat zit hier mooi fijne coole gelegenheid aan het eerst. Hayes keer het klukje dan puchtig zoes, gevat ze Suringheid. Die is Davidson has a raad. Ik zo de Davidson de count, ik heb de Junsi Whelan, had al gelaat, kan some zuur lip, nu checken vlug zaag. Dus de Shoko Hayes, ik heb Paul Fatah, en Leferski loken die ouders en fijn kunnen zien. They've not really been able to get the ball to Leferski or Monglu just to threaten City, who look comfortable with as we head into the last 5 minutes of regulation time.
Yeah, what they offer you is really, really different, and I think that they've really begun to miss the physicality of Gallagher and Flint up there. There's nobody to hold the ball in to allow them to run off. Flint's having to drop really, really deep. So actually, some of the changes haven't benefited Celtic, I don't think, at this point of the game.
Jurg Arigen, Jurg Gassata, Hus line gaan het toe, het weg in de Jano, Flint de bal, de hoek al Tarsing go. Ashworth Clifford. En hij is bal terug gedaan. Stegen een koek minnetje megiddig, ergens. Zand ik er weer mag. Oenje, ergens Unsi Jana mag gezien voor Leferski met Davidson. Je terug smaken. Agus Davidson honneki nieuws die change. Leven mag ze raad. Gibson. Kiri Anka count the path because a Kuma Lewis the shin must out Barkley. Sulier the shin Nash good Docherty. Guy in the dash. Schul Suez Skalier Slier. Larkin Lua Dash. Kuchimora. For the ball Tilly, put into Monglu, Kumalastay. As it stands, Amy, City looking on course for 3 points, and it could be, it's a big 3 points for them, moves them to within 2 points of Celtic.
Yeah, and I think that they deserve it because the first half performance, they were a more dominant team, they kept the ball more, they had a couple of more opportunities, albeit they weren't particularly clear cut. So I think that from that first half performance, Glasgow City have merited it, but the second half hasn't lived up to the first half.
Jeetje, paardje gluitjes in Kutjach. Natuurlijk, en een gluitje dan. Fulton, Kumalasul, in de Valketa, Davidson. Schoen dat gevallen, Vajish, Jenny Smith, ka puchte kolar. Schoen dat je goed in voor City. Oscarson. Agus swova even sin, but Docherty. A prachtig so as the offside flag was up, Amy, but obviously Chloe Craig heard a shout there.
Oh dear. You know, I think you need to be 100% certain in the games, in the moments, because I'm not 100% convinced it was offside.
Masu Leyline in the shin. Docherty. Agus, she is for Mihalagus, ach, shin, Shunachil Celtic, you know, to spear, Kelmil in the pathket. Leferski, a fine follow of Michaela Moore shot, Amy Fashkalachich, and you see, make a tarring a lot, I guess, Karshvuyela shot. You always felt that was on the cards, pardon the pun, Amy, when Leferski gets away, there's not a lot you can do, but at least it was outside the box, not inside the box.
Yeah, as soon as she manages to turn her pace, her momentum, there's only one option for more that she has to do there, and she's taken it, but this could be an opportunity for Celtic to get a goal.
Shaw Gorham is on Lage, Caitlin Hayes, the goal Suez, van a goal. Ashworth, Clifford, Edeval, Zeg to mooie boksen. Je kan het Shaw lopen gestuig, kan het on Hayes, Agus Flint. Nuringab, Count, line of the shot. Paul Chintarsing. Agus Rish, Kenzie Weir, Jenema, Asenier, Heinz Davidson, and Joan Batcher Dash, guy in the follow up. Rose Monglu, Goodish, Lishafas, Matchalo. I think she saw her name in lights, didn't she, Amy? Last game, can I chip the goalie from here?
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because Whelan was making a really good run right alongside her, but I don't think that she could see it or hear her. And I have to say that the weather conditions are playing a huge part in the game now. I'm watching the corner flags and they're just spinning round and round and round because it's so open up here.
Being in a tumble dryer.
At least then it would be warm, but it's not quite like that up here.
Geen minuutje, de Univarige again. Barkley and Mach. Amy, few minutes to go. Who's your player of the game?
Well, I think she changed Glasgow City for the better in the first 15 seconds of the match. She then influenced the amount of pressure they put on the first half. She gave Barkley a terrible time, so it's Fiona Brown for me that's the player of the match.
Foutje dash, Fiona Brown. Hij is toch al stoersen, maar het paasje wie Giano. Naast dat we gaan naar de Galabi. De klas van Kutje, stuur Kutje geraken. De hansje hier Celtic naar klikje dat ook. City lisje gu just the yimagu hanachai Carantol tars in the pathke. Agus nishinna sata geshech va the Kiri the Duval. But it looks like it's going to end with 3 points for City. Important for them, but a big blow for Celtic, who, well, new coach, but still looking for a first win.
Two really difficult games to come into. I think that, you know, you're playing against one of your biggest rivals, you're playing against the other one. Hopefully moving into the games it will give her a bit of time to work on it, and yeah, there's still the split to go.
Larkin, fine cars voor je. Zijn de klippen voor jullie vallen. I guess City je taletje bal vragen zo als ik kan net aan de paadje. Is dat ik wil je Michael daar winnen je machine. De goede waardig gedaan al. Heel Ashen haast de Jeffer. Had Lahachert, veel meer Tachert en Celtic. Ze hagen dat machine voor Monglu. Bal voor Tuve broodje. Oscarson, Coins on Davidson, Cassandra is wheeling. Kwijner en Michael Celtic het hees de puuk de suicide shot. Flint, Bidisjig. I guess had Tuksum Kulaferski, Partido. Dive Mungi, Haas Leferski kunnen passen gelicht toch nog een femig jaar in de ook al Tarsing. Oh, Jenny Smith de piek in de finals is van Goose. Toch het pikken te gaan de bal is game Kenji weer Jelike de series. Pikken is minutes. Celtic pucht tegen Santul, de guy ping Partido tune dat de Vox Ishal like is die is Kenji weer ka een follow-up ju game de weekje te goed. Craig, famous shogol, Gidach agus Fulton Sarat in their package. Barkley. Slugging a minute, the Gunya Varach Kadakanish. City stoch a Jelik edition. They can impi Vishinek Celtic Whelan. Give a triplish the Craig Duval. Two game of the year, game of the Whelan. Fiket Juk, Idaka, I guess a Shindrata, Hoshak Barkley, Fulton, Kustato Rokayu. Michel Gol, Gidach, Lua, Manglu. Weet je de Sula, Gino at the Mara, Nisha Bowlich and Tarsing, Haze the Golsuas. Flint, Bowlart, Elistay, Leferski, fine Ruticanet, Laplishiko Hayes, I guess Motchalo, guy in a follow-up. I guess Va Michaela Moore is Jenema Vinnik, no Caitlin Hayes, Kuyu, I guess Hafiz. Grishin, a goedje met jij in de game. Ik ga veel met jou, ik muur. Pik en koor. Een brak. Minuten, ja, maar strooi. Ken ze weer van je genoeg, ja, dat al. Wel, als je een schach had, een keer minutje in Channelige, de goede minutje. Ik wist, pik en een warrig licht naar de gevat, Michaela Muur, dat is gekassen. En het luchtmedikertje is een krijg met de goede naad dat je mag afvallen als je goed. We gaan naar paard en Michaela Muurtje de kassen. Je gegrijmig die nog gekund. Kusun je warrig goed is je jedig. Vol als je goed die brak met stroon. Dat is stroon en schielijk veel meer goal je. Hier is Caitlin Hayes stries en een vuur. En ga bouw. Ik zit hier. Ik is gaan nabres nog. Goedje reetje de Ryan Kennedy more in de varach gestuurd en de bal weer de goedje mag. Nijak naar Viel. Gibson, agus Shinne, Shechat, Glasgow City. Het game kunt me gewinnen. Hier toerus aan de Shia Kemik in een Celtic. Veel met de Godash Chorus Pliene. Dat me gediger in het grond Celtic. Gaat de Shinne goed kerst. Had de Ver Nagoon en gaat er ateen. Celtic to the Daffing, the shot at Crochpatrick at Glasgow City, le Fiona Brown, the Ashton Tour, the game of Glasgow City Hoon, Celtic and Johnny.
3 punten chomor on Glasgow City Athen yn ystod dafuing eith cwlw Celtic. Has y dres y fach gyda ach aber game to Fiona Brown gysorich y bwnyc hyd game eich gysio le Glasgow City a hyd chilig y ddas gan y chlub agos jew 3 punten son Leanne Ross and the hyn. Amy, what a result for Glasgow City, what a return for Fiona Brown. Your overall thoughts on the 90 minutes?
I thought the first half was much better than the second half. I don't know if the conditions played part in that. I thought Celtic came out in the second half, they were really frantic. They didn't really look as if they had a purpose. Losing Flint as well caused them real difficulties because she dropped so deep. So, yeah, listen, I think that overall I have to say that Glasgow City merited it, and I think that that's a message for everyone because they're a club that bounce back and back and back and back. And probably coming into this game today, a lot of people would have thought, OK, Celtic are going to be comfortable, but here we are.
Here we are in the rain as well here at Peter Johnson, never far away.
Today.
But we can have a look back at the highlights from the game, and it started 15 seconds into the match. Clear skies at that point as well, but a good finish from Fiona Brown, whether she meant it or not.
Yeah, I think that, listen, regardless, just to score in 15 seconds makes such a huge difference, doesn't it?
And we're hoping to speak to Fiona now. She's joining us here at Prez. We're looking back at your goal here, Fiona. Well done today. You can tell us, we're debating it here. Cross or shot?
No, I'm not going to lie about that one, but I'll take it any day of the week. I didn't actually see it. I thought I'm just going to whip it in here because there was nobody up in the box. We kind of got the ball and then nobody was up with me, so I thought I need to put it in, but it wasn't a shot.
But what a start to the game, and of course it's your first start since you joined Glasgow City. How was it out there for you?
Yeah, I mean, first half was obviously more enjoyable for me. I think they obviously changed a little bit at half time and we maybe didn't move the ball as well second half, so I was a wee bit limited second half, and then obviously dropped back into the back line as well with injuries. But no, it's good. Listen, I've been away a long time, but nothing changes when you play Celtic. They've got a very loud bench. I obviously am on that side in the first half too. I'm animated, they're animated, adrenaline's pumping, so it's a fight, it's always a fight.
You were chosen by Amy here as player of the match. Amy, you certainly caught the eye.
Yeah, I just think that obviously coming back in, Fiona Barclay had real difficulty with you in the first half, particularly because she didn't know whether you were going to go outside or inside. How did it feel? Because tactically you set up much higher than Glasgow City have been pre-Christmas, and I know that you weren't here, but was it a deliberate point to put the back line under so much pressure? Yeah, listen, I mean, tactically I think we were spot on today. I think we really executed the game plan. I can't speak for before, but it's no secret we needed to go and win this game today, and I think the performance that we put out there in the fight and the character that was shown from literally every position on the pitch today, I thought was unbelievable, and it showed our intent to go out and get the 3 points today, and that was the plan. So yeah, we identified that as an area where we could exploit and then use our attacking players to make something happen. Are you enjoying the weather being back home? I mean, I was in Sweden, I wasn't in California, but yeah, no, it's amazing to be home, and I'm really happy to be here, and hopefully obviously contributed a little bit today to this club, and yeah, I'm happy to be back.
How big a 3 points is this so for City? Close the gap now on Celtic, of course, 2 points now, just difference from second place. It feels like it's a big moment, this.
Yeah, I think it was no secret. This was a must-win game for us, and well, every game's a must-win game, but especially against the top two that are sitting currently above us. You know, you've been at Glasgow City. City don't want to be sitting in third place, absolutely not. So, yeah, it was a must-win game, but I think both Rangers and Celtic know. I think we made a statement today, and I think both Rangers and Celtic know that the league's wide open and anything can happen. But I think today was an important 3 points to make the league wide open.
Well done today, Fiona. Thanks so much for joining us here pitch side, and you can get dry now in the changing room. Bye-bye now.
See you later.
And yeah, Amy, Fiona just said it there, a must-win game. I'm sure that wasn't the message from Leanne Ross before the game, but yeah, it feels like it's a big one for City, this.
Yeah, and I have to say, you need to give credit to Leanne today because she's probably been under a lot of pressure. She's got it tactically spot on, and I think that a lot of people write off the Scottish game just in terms of the standards, but the tactical decisions that have been made today by Leanne have helped City win, but also the tactical changes throughout the game started to really kind of, you know, it becomes a game of chess almost.
Looking at Celtic, of course, great 3 points for Glasgow City today, but for Celtic, second game in charge for their new manager, Elena Sadiku. Two very tough games, you have to say, but disappointing and under a wee bit of pressure already, and she's only been in the door a couple of weeks.
She's under huge pressure because it's not accepted at Celtic, Rangers and Glasgow City to not win. And it's difficult because you want to be able to give her time, and hopefully the club give her that because it's not her team, it's not her players. She's came in, it's not her staff, so she really has to make an impact, not just on the pitch but off the pitch as well, and shape it, the environment how she wants to.
Well, we can have a look at Celtic's best chance of the game. It was from their new signing, Tash Flint, coming in on Thursday on loan, and as we said at half-time, this is as good as it got, but I suppose from a Celtic point of view, was it more the performance again today? It wasn't overly convincing like it was against Rangers as well.
Well, I think the big difference is, and I would be really interested to know the stats, is probably chances created and the amount of shots that they had on target, because actually even at their set plays they were quite ineffective, and actually that's an area they've been hugely effective before. So usually you're expecting at least one of them to go in, but they've not created anything at all, and even that effort from Flint, because she's standing underneath it, it's not their usual standard.
Final word though on Glasgow City, just quickly, Amy, before we head off air, a big 3 points.
A massive 3 points, and I think that as we were discussing earlier, a lot of people think, oh, it's done, you know, Rangers have got so many points ahead, but it's not, because we've still got so many games to play. We've got the split, you've got Rangers that are in other competitions, you've got the Scottish Cup, so the league's wide open, and I'm sure it'll be an exciting end to the season. Here's hoping, but thank you so much for your contribution today, Amy, and we can now head home and get dry. But so Jellachug is show 8th BBC Alpa Eichehunye the Heing ag leo the show a Shach Cooper Urish an SPFL Wraith Rovers a dol and they R3. Agus sin chafór bhuainge seo an crochhvátrige as well, mar a hí seo a ddíte a duisc a dáirsteach seo ach 3 pointen cóluachhar de Glasgow City Tapalíse agus féischer má go bheith drásta.